So it turns out that an influencer, one of the biggest, is now a co-owner of EVO, the largest fighting game tournament of all time. Of course, we're talking about Pokimane. Pokimane is now officially a co-owner of EVO. So we thought we'd just talk a bit about what we think about that and what that potentially means for the fighting game community, because love it or hate it, I mean, it's a big news item.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that makes me the most excited, well, first I want to make sure we give people a little bit of backstory. So Pokimane co-founded this company, this management company, RTS. RTS alongside Sony, if I'm not mistaken, they are owners of EVO, right? So she actually has like a big role, at least in ownership. My main takeaway from this, man, like I had to go and look, and I see that like she started streaming in 2013. So, you know, she'd been grinding for like a grip, always been extremely consistent, right? And back in 2013, when she was starting out, Twitch was more so just like about showing the best gameplay possible, only doing that. So, but even though she was like playing well, she's one of the people who actually started the whole entertainment focused or personality driven type of content where you're letting your viewers get to really know you and give them an experience. So she's one of like the trailblazers in that sense. In general, I think that to see an influencer, a content creator that has not won tournaments and things like that, go and own the biggest, or not the biggest, I guess, but like maybe the biggest, but arguably the most. Okay, the biggest. Okay, the biggest fighting game tournament that there is on Earth. She owns it, not through doing a Shoryuken, not through doing a cross medium kick or skipping neutral with ball rocks EX straight, but being straight to the content, straight to the point, being consistent all over Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. You know, even to this day, I would say that some people like Pokimane on the content side of things is working harder than some of us who aren't in the as successful position as she may be in. So I really think that this should I hope that this wakes more people up to see, like, bro, if we want to get this thing bigger, man, like we need to engage more people. Like I want to do hot chip challenges with me and Smug and Brian F and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be all. Don't shake your head, Brian. You can't handle spicy food. Challenge. Why?
I can handle spicy. That's just masochism. I'll watch you and Smug do it. Have fun.
Bro, okay. Well, we can get, you know what? Actually, chat, do we need to get Brian to do the hot chip challenge? If so, me and Brian can do it on the episode of No Neutral. Actually, even next week, if you would like to see RobTV and Brian F do a hot chip challenge, a Pocky chip or whatever that is, make sure you guys let us know right now. We can have that as one 10-minute segment next week.
No, we can't.
I think it'll be a good show, Brian. But, you know, what do you think about that, bro? I think this is really symbolic more than anything.
Well, I think you make a lot of good points in terms of looking for someone to bring eyes and to... If you're looking to navigate in the space and I guess try to climb and try to accomplish more than just competing, then you're absolutely right. I don't think it's for everybody, and I think that's one thing that's okay. Like, I think it's okay if you just want to be a competitor, if you just want to play games. And I mean, at the end of the day, what the FGC is founded on is people who are passionate about playing games and coming together to compete or just to play and find a community where they share a common interest, right? That's really the core of it. But if you're looking to grow this and to get fighting games into the hands of more people, to get more eyeballs on it, the influencer routes and strategy of working with influencers to bring more people into a certain sphere, it's undisputed at this moment that it works. It works. And like, one thing I want to draw a parallel to is I think we've seen this with certain niche communities with influencers like Ludwig. That's a guy who inspired me to make a lot of content. He's one of the big proponents of the Smash community, and oftentimes he hosts large Smash events and gets a lot of people who aren't necessarily directly interested in those kind of games to watch those games and to get more viewers for those games. Maximilian, I think, is the next best parallel that we have in the FGC. The things that he's done for other fighting games that he cares about that don't necessarily have to shine, like, Street Fighter V and Street Fighter and Capcom games are very blessed. We have a very large platform that Capcom directly supports to get eyeballs on. But other games don't necessarily have that, and you've seen that large influencers are able to direct attention and bring a positive influence to bring people into these games that they know and love. Now, Pokimane, obviously, it's a big story because it's so out of left field, right? We got to be honest.
Yeah,
it's someone who's completely out of context. Like, you would never have assumed Pokimane to have anything to do with fighting games. There's power in this to get more people into the scene, and I can also see that some people might view it as a negative. I mean, there's also the other side to it. People are very insular with the fighting game community. They want to make sure they protect the values of the community, and that's not lost as it grows. So there's always a balance to these two things. But I feel like it's always a good thing if we can get more people to recognize the community for what it really is and its true values. So if we can have Pokimane, host an Evo, like she's restreaming Evo on her stream and shows it off, and then just the contrast of Pokimane, her vibe of her stream. If you ever seen any clips of it, it's very laid back and casual. Yeah. It's all vibes. You know what I'm saying? So if she could be on her stream restreaming Evo, we get some like nasty pop offs. I would just love to see the worlds collide.
The K-Brad versus Wolf Chrome pop off on that stream. Yeah. I'll be like this. The reason why I'm excited about having her as one of the owners of Evo is that she may have more value than some suits would have, to be honest, because she's actually in the trenches. I'm not saying the fighting game trenches, but I'm talking about as far as this whole influencer thing, as far as marketing is concerned. Who better to have on your squad than someone who has done it themselves and does it with all of these other brands. So clearly she has some type of expertise. Sometimes the execs can be 50 years old, something like that, and they don't really know the ins and outs. So Pokimane clearly knows what she's doing. I mean, if you look at, I think she has like 8 million followers on Twitch or something insane like that. So for there to even be so much value in Evo speaks to just how much that brand has done overall. Shout out to Markman and everybody over there on that team who's built Evo to become what it is today. Getting on ESPN and things like that. Honestly, I don't think there really is too much of a counter argument here. Huge W for Evo, huge W for the FGC overall.